video I had done as a response. And so this video now is to kind of give you a picture about where my brain is and what that was all about. So sit down, relax, and let's have a chat. So a little bit of background, right? For the last 2 months or so, I have, like, my following has grown a lot. It's doubled. It's more than doubled. And by the way, welcome on board. I love you. Let's have a great time together, right? But that has also made me exposed to a side of Instagram that I've never been exposed to. So my videos have also been exposed to audiences that I normally wouldn't be exposed to. And so one of the repercussions of that is that I have people commenting on my videos that are just plain mean. No other word to describe it but plain mean. And so the first time I got comments that I felt were mean, I was taken aback. Really, really taken aback, because it's never happened to me, and it was so new. And so I was kind of like, wait, what? What's going on? And then I quickly moved from being like shocked about it, and then...
Hey T-Sippers, I'm so sorry that I've been away for such a long time. A lot has been going on. Your girl moved to a new country, okay? But then I have a topic that I want to talk about. I would like to talk about this lovely lady. Her name is Naomi. This is a lawyer from Zambia. So her name is Naomi. I'm not going to try and say her surname because I don't want to get it wrong, you guys. I'm not from Zambia, so I don't want to get it wrong. So I want to talk about the fact that this lady's Instagram picture has been going viral. So she posted a picture of herself as usual, and then it landed on the wrong side, or the unusual side of Instagram that she's not used to. So she became the topic on Instagram, on TikTok. And to cut the long story short, this lady was bullied for her wide nose and teeth. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about what this actually means and like where it comes from. Like, people view black features as ugly, and we ourselves as black people view our own features as ugly at times. And we really need to talk about this. Like, where does this actually come from? You know? And what can we do to actually recognize this as people? Because as a society, we have normalized anti-blackness. We've normalized racism. We've normalized bullying to a point where we don't realize where these things come from. So, you guys, stay tuned, and I'm going to break this whole thing down. The first main talking point is Featurism. Please write this word down in your diary. As a black person or whatever race, write down this word. So, let's read before I give my simplified one. Featurism is the social discrimination and marginalization of people based on facial features that deviate from Eurocentric beauty standards. It operates as a systematic bias influenced by colonialism that links physical traits like skin color, hair texture, nose shape, and lip fullness to desirability, trustworthiness, and opportunity. This prejudice can negatively impact mental blah 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 blah. Okay, so basically featurism is, I'm just going to break it down. The white colonizers came to Africa and told black people that your hair is ugly, your nose is ugly, your lips are ugly. And as we know, people of African descent have got wider features, wider noses, bigger lips, even hair. Our hair is coily or curly. So people of African descent, most of them don't have straight, silky hair. And then the Europe features, it's more of like the high bridge nose, sharp nose, thin lips, very pale skin and straight silky hair. But then there are white people with curly hair. but they are the minority. So basically, Featurism was all about the colonizers being so annoyed and jealous of the fact that black people look different from us and they are confident. And let's also break down their confidence as a way to colonize them. So as we know, colonization is when the outsiders came to Africa and took our land and everything else. And colonization is not unique to Africa. It happened all over the world. English is the most, so since English is like the most famous language in the world, where do we think that comes from? That comes from colonization. The fact that the British colony, alongside with other colonies, colonized most of the world, which is why this is like the widely most spoken language, you know? So basically, Featurism is tied with colonization, it's tied with colorism, it's tied with texturism, like all the isms. And people claim that they tired of the isms conversation, but they tired of the racism talk. But like, it's like the effects of colonization are still here, because we as black people are still making fun of each other for having wide features, and features that are not that common in society. Like this Zambian lady, it's very beautiful, and she's got like a really wide nose, which is something I've never seen a black person that has a nose as wide as hers. So that was a bit unusual to me. But then your first reaction as a black person should not be, oh my god, that's so ugly. That's not the fact that your first reaction is that's so ugly when it comes to African features that are a bit bigger than what you expect, means that you have internalized the fact that smaller features are nicer, the thinner lips are nicer, the thinner noses are nice. The fact that your first reaction is, I'm going to make fun of this person, it's internalized racism. And most probably there are people of other races that are making fun of this lady. And for them, honestly, for me, I'm like, whatever, because external racism is more expected than internal racism, right? As a black person, you are not too surprised when people of other races are racist towards you, because they have got their own beauty standards that have nothing to do with blackness. And this is not to excuse people of other races from being racist. This is not to excuse white people from being racist. Anyone who's being racist is wrong, and being featurist is wrong. So I struggled for a long time with featurism, like the hair and the nose. Like, oh, I just wish my nose was like a little bit more hybrid. I just wish my hair was like a bit silkier, a bit easier to maintain. But then when I started learning about my black history, I'm like, my hair actually is my identity. Those black features, those African features are actually my identity. They're tied to culture, you know? Just like how you guys know in Africa, hair depicted social status, hair depicted wealth levels, hair has always been such like a culture. And when we look down on our hair, we're actually looking down on our whole culture. Like, for a long time, I didn't actually believe that black hair in its natural state is beautiful. You know how most of us black people, we grew up, black girls, we grew up with relaxed hair. Our mothers never knew how to take care of their natural hair. We grew up with like relaxed hair. And like all these things, you grow up and you learn more, and you're like, wow, you know, the whole point of white people putting down our futures was so we don't have identity. It was all about breaking the black man's identity and confidence, you guys, and confidence. So honestly, what happened with this Zambian lady being bullied? There's a lot of layers to this. Featurism, colorism, racism, because all the isms are related. colorism is the daughter of racism. If being white is the standard of beauty, being light skin will be the second standard of beauty, and being dark skin will be the last standard of beauty. You know? So all these isms are related, because now it's like straight hair is a white man's. So if straight hair is a white man's feature and white people are the standard, anyone that doesn't have straight hair will not be the beauty standard, will not be the chosen one. So can you guys look at this image? Like, ancient Africans, hair was a culture force, it was an identity, it was their pride. And you know, some of the ancient African hairstyles are still being done to this day, which is why it's not far-fetched when black people say that. But like, you white people can't be racist and put on braids. You know, you can't mimic our culture. White hair doesn't have any culture behind it. White people just have long hair because of the fact that they were living in these cold climates where their hair had to cover their necks. So honestly, there's just like a lot of layers to this, but I just want us as black people to rethink about how we view ourselves and how we view other black people and where that comes from. When you know your history, you know yourself, and you know how to deconstruct from the white supremacist beauty ideologies, the white supremacist beliefs that you're not good enough. You know, you need smaller lips, a thinner nose. And also, guys, African features are not always typical. There's a variety of African features as well. Not every African has got a white nose. I know tons of African people with almost white looking noses, because even with Eurocentric features as well, some of them, they do have like more African features because of the fact that the first human beings in the world were African. This is a scientific fact. I am an anthropology graduate, and I'm going to tell you right now, the oldest human fossils were found in Africa. The oldest human beings were African. So every other race derived from Africa. So even with white people themselves, they don't all have the same features. Some do have bigger noses. Some do have rounder lips, fuller lips. Okay? They hated us because they can't be us. So why are we now hating on ourselves? Okay? I need every single black person to deconstruct all of this. You know? Let's deconstruct all of this. Let's learn more about our history. Let's learn more about ourselves. And last but not least, hey, digital footprint. You can't be online bullying people and think that that's never going to be traced back to you. Okay? No, T-Sippers, I love educational and intellectual conversations. Please let me know your comments below. I love you guys so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.